Start.
Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the evolution of the Final Fantasy series, mainly the gameplay, graphics, and movement. So first we'll start with the Final Fantasy 1 to 10. They were developed from 1987 to 2002. They had turn-based mechanics, which means that you only had really few choices, such as fighting, magic, item, or run, and they use pixel art. There's only four basic scenes, which is the world map, town dungeon map, battle screen, and main menu. And then the reason why people liked the series so much was because it's wrapped around the storytelling concept, which stayed throughout the game and the series. And then in Final Fantasy One, that was when they started to introduce their classes, such as Mage, Thief, and Warrior. Now we're going to jump to Final Fantasy Seven. It was the first game in the series to use 3D computer graphics in 1997. They had to decide between the sprite-based or 3D polygon models, which obviously they chose the 3D because it better expressed the characters' emotions. They used deformed models for field navigation and real-time event scenes, and then they use realistic proportion models to battle. And then, so with the previous models, the sizes were fixed, but now and filled with with a scrolling perspective. But then with the introduction of 3D models, they are able to change the environment scenes by shifting the camera angles. The movement of the characters depended on the person who made them, and some real-time effects were hand-drawn, and abilities were learned through equipment such as materia. And here's an example of the graphics in Final Fantasy VII. As you can see, is pretty pretty blocky. And here's the difference. On the left would be the original Final Fantasy VII PS1, and then on the right will be the PC remake. So now we'll go to Final Fantasy VIII, which was released in 1999. They went a more human-like cast, and the inclusion of realistically proportioned characters. So the world realism was increased with light effects, motion capture technology for real lifelike movements, and the FMV, the movie scenes. It's like Final Fantasy VII, but more lifelike. And here's just an example of a movie scene and then the battle scene. So now we move to Final Fantasy X and 11. Was in Final Fantasy X they rendered characters' facial expression with motion capture and skeletal animation technology to allow it to match with the voice actors when they talk. They also use real-time graphics, low polygon models for battle, and high polygon models for close-ups. And the engine they started using an engine called the Pyre engine. Here's just the console comparison of the game. Now we're gonna move to Final Fantasy 13 series. It's from 2009 to 2014, and then they switched engine over to the Crystal engine, but it was not designed for open world, but they just wanted to experiment it. They wanted to create battles. They wanted to create battles similar to the film Final Fantasy Event Children, which they were able to do, and it was an improvement in character design and facial features and clothing. For the gameplay, it includes the attack paradigm, where there were several different paradigms such as healing, stat boost, and attack. You can use 3 at once per battle, and each provide a different set of abilities. Players can make their own to increase their attack precision and change their strategies. And they also introduce a Crystarium, which is a level up mechanism for new abilities and to learn new paradigms. So as you can see here on the right is paradigm example, and on the left is paradigm example, and on the right would be the Crystarium where you leveled up. In Final Fantasy Lightning Returns, they changed the battle system from paradigms to costume based. So now when you can change costumes to learn different abilities, and there's no more Crystarium, but rather when you complete a quest, you get permanent stat boosts. And here's just a costume example. And they also introduced the closer body synchronization on the character's movements, but then that's just a beta. Now for Final Fantasy 15, which was developed in the Luminous Studio in 2016, focus is on realism more due to lighting technology, and so there's 5,000 polygons per frame, which is close to CGI cutscenes, and the polygon models visible plus occurs around 5 million. The bone-based physical simulation applies so that clothing react more appropriately to body movement, and the hair was made using a wig to then rendered for maximum realism and motion capture technology. For gameplay, there was open world gameplay encouraged exploration, normal turn-based fighting. They've introduced the Custodian for Final Fantasy 13 with slight modifications. You gain ability points after each fight, and you use them to unlock new skills and stat buffs. And you also gain EXP to level up. And they also have quick question events to help gain more AP. And here's just an extension sample. Here's the battle system. And then, of course, now they made more human-like by introducing an AI. And here's just a comparison from Windows and PS4 demo. Okay. And now I gotta fight him again. I gotta do that healing. Oh yeah. Oh, no wonder. Oh, shoot. After this is done. And that's my presentation. Thank you.